supposed to come out next November. I think I told you that.
You did. My brain's farting out.
And then the one I wanted, fucking Michael Bay is going to fuck it up.
Thundercats.
That would be my number one.
Dude, there's been so much fan art, like little fan movies, like trailers and shit like that. You know, people hobble shit together of Thundercats forever, and you get faked out, right? You hear a rumor and you're like, oh, Thundercats movie, and then you see trailer and you're like, oh, let me check this out, and you're like, well, this is just spliced together scenes from with a couple of special effects.
I know. Anything Michael Bay. I know Ryan Reynolds is good. I know he's tagging Ryan Reynolds for that.
Yeah.
But anything,
what is Lion-O?
I guess. Why would he take any other role?
I see Lion-O as young, man.
He's not. Well, when you're putting on the fucking makeup, it's not really going to matter too much.
That's true.
You know,
Ryan Reynolds was just on SNL. He did a couple segments. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
he wasn't the main.
He wasn't the main. It was Will Ferrell.
Yes.
Which, by the way, that debate was awesome. Who would play Bernie Sanders? I forget his name.
Larry Sanders.
Larry Sanders. And I was
not Larry Sanders.
Larry David.
Larry David.
And my wife, Shannon, was like, oh, that's Bernie Sanders. Like, no, it's not.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
What we always said he looks like. I was like, no, I can't remember his name. He's the creator of Seinfeld. Well, she goes, that's not him. I think she was thinking of George. Well, he played the character.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, that's him. I can't remember his name.
Did you see the very, very end? I think Ryan Reynolds is on stage. You know, they play the music and the whole cast comes out and waves.
Oh, I didn't see the end. I just saw clips.
Well, he says, you know, and Will Ferrell, of course, does his thank you to this person, thank you to this person. And you can see off to the left Ryan Reynolds, because he was in the Weekend Update and he did another, he was in the opener or the monologue. And it looks like he's trying to wave Larry Sanders out to sort of take a little more
of a nod
of a front stage, and Larry Sanders, I keep saying Larry Sanders, Larry David.
I know
Larry David.
I know where you're going.
Yeah,
our people might not know.
Yeah, he keeps going. You could see him like wave him off, like, nah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
nah, you go ahead. That type of shit. And it's like he just basically told Ryan Reynolds, hey, it's okay. No.
It often makes you wonder. I mean, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too much because I know we got to get to the show, but
yeah,
who was better, Larry David or Jerry Seinfeld at creating that show? Because Larry David, I think he's more creative than Jerry. Way more creative.
Probably.
And might even be a slightly better actor.
Well, he did have writing chops too, you know. It's like he's a hardcore. I mean, look at Curb, right?
Well, that's what I mean. You look at Curb and what Curb has done. It's so unique but great.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant. It's right up his alley. He's the one, supposedly, isn't he the one who created the show It's All About Nothing?
Well, I think he was executive producer, but
it was about Jerry's life, but him and Jerry were friends.
Yes.
But he's the one who came up with the idea, Nothing.
Yeah, and Jerry, and I'm sure all the Seinfeld like super nerds are like probably screaming right now, but it's their. I don't know what the balance was. I'd like to think that they were good partners.
Now, are they still good friends or no?
Oh yeah,
I wasn't sure if their friendship lasted through the show because they really did meet before the show.
Well, they did a mock Seinfeld reunion on Larry David's Curb's the show.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah, so he managed to get them all back.
But I wasn't sure how they're related. Like, you always hear Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are still close friends. They're still like really good friends. You wasn't sure how their relationship has, now that they're both mega millionaires, super famous.
Sure.
I know Jerry's supposed to be one of the it people in New York. If you run into Jerry Seinfeld, it's like a big deal.
Yes.
But I wasn't sure how their relationship, if it transformed at all since they became super famous.
They say Larry David's worth like $600 million.
I know. And Seinfeld's not far off, man.
Yeah.
With the residuals, both of them from the Seinfeld show.
All the syndication and all that.
Dude, it's ridiculous. So you just want to know where they are together. Do they like each other? Do they hate each other? Because it's just curious.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, man. Like, you hear about, you automatically assume that you buy into the editorials and the stories and all the whole marketing machine about the relationships between actors, and you kind of fantasize that hey, it's Hollywood and they're actors and they're cool on screen, so why wouldn't they be cool off screen? But they're just doing their job.
You know what I noticed though? Majority, 9 times out of 10, comedic comedies, shows like that, those type of people are always close. You like Friends, the Friends class is still close, and the Big Bang cast supposedly super close. You go down the line, but you go to dramas, those people don't like each other.
Yeah, it can be a little challenging. Yeah, what's it called? Jennifer Aniston just got on Instagram like a couple months ago
and posted all about all the friends. They had a luncheon. Yeah, they were just and then she went on Ellen or one of those maybe a late night show. I forget what it was, and they were talking about it. And she's like, no, man, it's like we didn't miss a beat. We all just kept.
That's cool.
And she's the biggest star out of all of them.
Well, I mean, yeah,
but they're all still doing well for themselves with residuals. They might all not be hardcore acting anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like, and it is a bizarro world, I'm sure, where you have, millions of people that, have these weird adoration and are fixated on the Hollywood lifestyle because of characters that these other people have portrayed on the small screen and the big screen. So, and if you follow anybody, and I follow a lot of these people mostly because of the show, that
sure you do, just for the show,
dude. If you see like people, if you read comments, people are straight up weirdos, man. Like they'll post a response and they're like, "He got both toes that time."
I was like,
right under the table playing footsies. But you'll see like, oh, "I love you so much," like that, and then that's the reply, and I'm like, "Yeah, you don't even. It's an actor. You don't even know this person." Like. It seems very weird.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it comes with the territory, and I'm sure they all have had their stalkers.
Yeah.
Every one of them, good or bad.
That's a strange life, man.
Yeah, I mean, we'll never know it. I mean,
true.
I mean, to be honest with you, I love these people. I love these people to play the characters that I love so much, but I've never wanted that life. I'm not a guy that likes to be in the spotlight.
Sure.
I like to be on the sidelines making fun of the people on the spotlight or criticizing them. I don't want to be the guy getting criticized. I can't handle it, dude. I can dish it, but not take it.
Imagine?
Oh, hell no, dude. That's why I do the podcast.
And some people are just trolls too, man. They don't care about you, your feelings, nothing. They're just like, you see him like again in the comments and stuff. You see him. They're just like, how do I dig? How do I make myself relevant in this twisted way? Meaning, like, say you're Matthew McConaughey, right? And you have a Twitter account, and it's all your. I know they all the same. I get older and they never change, but
they all say the same. Get it right.
Thank you.
It's Dazed and Confused. It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's very good. But say you're this superstar,
yeah,
and you have the adoration of millions, and all I want to do.
Don't have a Twitter account.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, I'm this wacky fan, and all I want to do is get a response from you. So I could try, I love you. I could try.
Probably not even fans. They're just people that want a response.
There could be. There's all shit.
Yeah, I mean, people just might get a kick out of getting a rise out of somebody.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
People do that on Facebook. I remember one time I put something down on Facebook, and a guy I haven't talked to in years started making comments about it. And I was getting riled up, and I'm thinking, why the hell am I even answering him back, dude?
I don't know this fucker.
He doesn't even, what the hell did, Yeah. And then I just deleted and blocked his account. I'm like, you're going to act like that to me. I don't need to even communicate with you. I haven't talked to you in 20 years. What the fuck do I care?
Yeah, you're about as worrisome as a cloudy day.
But it bothered me for half a day, and I'm like,
sure.
Why the fuck am I letting this guy who I haven't talked to in 20 years, and I did like 20 years ago, but obviously he's just trying to troll me and piss me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. But it's a very celebrity, in my humble opinion, seems like a very weird thing. But long story short, I think like I think that you see some of these celebrities, and you see Jennifer Aniston in interviews and shit like that, and she seems to handle it very well on the surface. Like she's like, I've been bathed in fire into celebrity bullshit, man. I can come correct.
She's a sweetheart,
but still has this connective tissue to people that she worked with day in, day out in a very intimate way. That has fostered the friendship has survived all that bullshit.
I will say that about
seemingly.
I will say that a lot about a lot of the celebrities that do come from comedies, and this goes back to my original point.
Yeah,
seem to be more genuine if they hit it big.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks, Bosom Buddies or whatever?
Yeah, Bosom Buddies.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Jennifer Aniston, with Cheers, what's his face?
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson, supposedly a great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys that hit big from comedies and broke it into movies, Steve Carell, seem to be really genuine guys. You never hear bad things about them.
Yeah.
But people that come from dramas or just come straight up into acting, into dramas, are fucking, you always hear hard things. They're very difficult to work with. They're like, it's like people say a lot of negative stuff about them. I don't want to work. Like, who's from Fight Club? Not Brad Pitt, but what the hell is his name? The first Hulk.
Edward Norton.
I heard a difficult guy to work with. A lot of people say they don't like working with him.
But that's the pressure cooker. I mean,
but then you go
play devil's advocate, right?
But then you get all the people from the comedies that just seem to take it in stride.
Yeah, I think it has to do. I think it's. I do think that. Yeah, I think that comedy lends to you being able to laugh at yourself and be somewhat self-deprecating.
Right. And I don't think there's people that strictly are dramatic actors can do that well.
Yeah, because I think there's a different set of sensitivities associated with dramatic acting. And again, what the fuck do we know?
No, but I think we know more than we we do.
I think we engage with people on a day-to-day basis.
And we get a feel for what people think of people. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, we know real life and we know what we see and what we know. I think I'm a pretty good. Now I know you're a really good judge of character when it comes to reading between the lines and seeing these people for who they are. We watch enough movies, enough TV shows to get a gauge on. And you read enough about these people, we'll get a gauge on who they probably. You're never going to know who they are underneath the hood, because it's like we talk about all the time. We're not in their house when nobody's around. It's judging somebody's character when nobody's around as a judge of a true person. But we're never going to know that. But from what we read and we see and everything you hear,
you can get some correlations. Very loose
correlations, very
fuzzy math on who they might be.
Right. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
Usually. And like Jennifer Aniston, to your point, have you ever heard any smoke? Smelled any smoke, heard any smoke?
Yeah.
Smelled any smoke from her? Or seen any smoke from her? You haven't.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tom Hanks. Same thing with a lot of these guys.
But then there's some people where you're like, again and again and again.
And it's all the time.
This person's an asshole. I mean?
Yeah, it's his person, Kevin Spacey. Everybody knew the guy was gay and probably a little perverted on the...
as far as underage boys.
Or whatever. You knew there was...
Allegedly,
but you always knew there was something there. It wasn't hidden.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like in plain sight either.
Sure.
So...
Yeah, and I think you're right.
Again, another tangent we went on.
Yeah,
let's get on and start the show.
All right, let's get on with the show. To your point. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I am Nick.
And we are without young... I'm not going to say young Jamie. I'm going to say...
he's the youngest of the group.
That's true. But there's a young Jamie that's on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, they have a young Jamie on there?
I'm going to say Sir Jamie.
I like Sir Jamie. Man.
Sir Jamie lends to
Game of Thrones.
Jamie Lannister.
Yeah. I only allow 7 seasons of that.
Yes, that's right. Jamie's doing his hustling thing for sure. And he is sorely missed, and he will be back hopefully next week. But what we want to do is the show must go on, Nicholas. And so what we're going to do is what we do best. We're going to start off with the weekend box office.
Do we really need to go through the movies? It just so happened the top ranked movie is the greatest weekend box office for an animated film in history.
Truth.
Could you? I couldn't imagine it any other way. I haven't seen it yet. My daughter is like itching to see it. We'll probably see it this weekend. But
yeah, I mean, it came out swinging for sure. I'm trying to. You know what? I just skipped a beat. But Frozen 2 just crushed last week. 127, 130.3.
Domestic, right?
Domestic.
And then international was like total. No, I don't know what a total or international, but it was like 350 total.
Yeah.
That sucker's going to crush, man. Because, I mean, I don't know what the critics are saying or the fans are saying, but it looks good. And I know Jamie hated the first one, but you know what? I'm sorry. I kind of liked it.
Yeah. Did you see it?
No, I liked the first one.
Oh, you liked the first
one? I'm going to see the second one this weekend. We're probably going to go take Taylor this weekend. Because we didn't want to go opening weekend. We just had too much going on.
Yeah, well, and I totally get it. But and 130 million in a weekend. That's
dude, how many little girls? And then you're also talking about girls that were the last time I came out like 7 or 8 years ago. Granted, there might be 11 or 12 now, but you know, they probably went and saw it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is today's November 25th. This is for the weekend of the 22nd through the 24th. Frozen 2 did 130 million. Heard it got a little darker. I heard it was they get into the origin
of where she got her powers.
Yep.
I can only assume that she was like adopted, all right?
I haven't seen it. I haven't even seen the first one.
What?
I don't have a little girl.
Oh, you should watch it, dude. It's
serious?
Yes, it's a chick.
I don't want that song stuck in my head.
It's a good movie. Don't listen to Jamie.
The Lentil or Yentl
Jamie
song.
Also thought other movies were good movies. So,
Jamie, you're not here, brother. We're gonna ding you a little bit.
It's fine. He'll ding me too. It doesn't matter if I'm not around. It's a good movie. It's not as a guy goes. It's not Moana, but I think it's a cute movie. It really is.
I believe it. I mean, obviously, it's striking a chord with a lot of people because it showed up at the box office.
And God damn it, if Kristen Bell isn't like the cutest little woman in the world, she's awesome, man.
Absolutely adorable.
She's been on all these talk shows and stuff like that. And
I hate her and her husband.
I know.
Because they're the most adorable couple on the
planet. And he's like a recovering alcoholic, and she gave up drinking for him. She didn't need to. She saws a glass or two every once in a while, but they're just like an adorable couple, man. And they did those commercials together. They were sweet. I was like, man, this is fucking great, dude.
Yeah, I hate them. And
I didn't even watch, what's it, Veronica Mars or something like that?
Yeah, dude, you want to talk about a cult following, man.
Yeah, I heard they do.
Hardcore.
I tried to watch the movie on Netflix, and I'm like, I can't get references to any of this shit because I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, dude. You got to be in from the beginning or at least catch up. So 2 in the box office, Ford versus Ferrari. We did a review on Ford versus Ferrari in last week.
2 thumbs up there.
Definitely 2 thumbs up. It keeps dropping. I mean, it's from its release, it's down 50%.
Well, two reasons why it dropped. Number one, it's too long. The attention span. If you're not a car guy, not into the car history, or just not a history buff, you're gonna get bored. You know what I mean? It's not that it's not a great movie, but it doesn't capture the attention through the whole movie.
I think that there might be a misconception that you have to be a car guy to see this movie, though.
No, maybe I misspoke there. I said one of the reasons would be for somebody to really be into it would be a car guy or somebody that's like the Matt Damon movies, like the Christian Bale movies, or
it's a buddy movie,
or somebody just likes history movies, like a history / kind of like a documentary movie.
Yeah,
docudrama, as I would call them.
Yeah, that's a fair. I think that's
and I think that rules out a lot of people, especially on the women side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not Matt Damon 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when Matt Damon looked like one of the hottest dudes in the world.
Yeah.
He's still a good looking dude, but they're not going to. He's not getting 20-year-old girls to go to see his movie.
Yeah, he's not Goodwill Hunting, Matt Damon.
Yeah, and
I'm not who I am.
And Christian Bale is Christian Bale, man. He's not. He's a great actor, but he's not a draw.
True.
Matt Damon's at least a draw. That's why he's
a charming son of a bitch, for sure.
Oh, fucking right, man. You ever see, I don't want to get too much on this, when they did the farm? Not the farm, the zoo? We built a zoo.
We bought a zoo.
That's awesome, man.
Have you seen that movie?
Fucking A, I loved it, dude.
No shit.
I
would never guess. If you could have lit my fucking hair on fire and said, hey, man, what do you think? Do you think Nick would have seen, So We Bought a Zoo? Yes or no?
2 reasons.
I would have bet $1 million that you didn't see that movie.
2 reasons.
Go ahead.
Not in the exact order. Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson.
That's right. I forgot
Scarlett Johansson's in it. I'll dig any movie Scarlett Johansson's in.
Dude, she's got the sexiest voice.
Oh, she does.
Like, I just saw, because we were talking about modern technology, and I was listening to a podcast where they referenced her, and I just was like, I need to remember what this movie was about, because I saw it forever ago, and I listened to and I watched the trailer, and of course she's just a disembodied voice because she's part of this AI or operating system, and I'm like, God damn, that voice is sexy.
2 women in Hollywood, she's like has that sexy voice, but she has that sexy, playful voice.
Yes.
Right? And Charlize Theron just is straight out sexy.
Oh, shit, man.
Charlize Theron's like one of those women that just, you walk into a room and you just like, you don't know what to say.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine. I was working for a software company, and he came in early, and nobody else was in the parking garage. And as he's coming in, you kind of like, you hear someone walking behind you, and you're like, oh, okay. And you look back and you notice that someone's coming in the door behind you. So what do? Because you were raised right, you hold the door for that person. Was it
Charlize Theron?
No, it wasn't Charlize Theron.
All right, then what the fuck you going with this, dude?
I'm making a point. You know me and my stories. And so he opens the door, but he didn't look back and see who it was. And so as he opens the door, he makes eye contact with this woman walking through the door. He said she was so stunning, he forgot how to talk. And he was like, oh, thank you. Hey. But like the words didn't even come to his mouth. But I feel I'd be that person.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 are just they're probably, as blondes go, the 2 most beautiful blondes in Hollywood. And I would probably go with little Johnson over Theron.
Scarlett Johansson?
I mean, Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, not me, man.
See, you know what? I just feel like Scarlett Johansson would be more fun to be around.
A little bit more approachable, a little bit more down to earth, maybe.
Yeah, and I just feel like it would be more common interests.
Yeah, she's engaged to Colin Yost.
I know.
Colin Yost.
Fuck him.
I say Yost.
Fuck him.
Dude, she was married to Ryan Reynolds.
Fuck him.
And Ryan Reynolds was on Weekend Update with Colin Jost.
Fuck him. Anybody that's fucked her, been with her, said hi to her. I hate you all.
Yeah, you're ready to die. I mean, you've led a fulfilling and satisfying life. It's okay to hang up your spurs. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which is the Tom Hanks movie about Mr. Rogers.
God damn it, he's so lovable. And I mean that, both of them.
Yes.
You always wondered if, like, Mr. Rogers was, like, had, like, a creepy backstory. Because he seemed like he did.
Dude, everybody tried to, ferret that out.
Man.
And it wasn't the case.
He was genuine.
Yeah, he was the real deal. For sure. There's no diddling of little boys. There's no, I got severed heads in the freezer downstairs.
Like, he was even more than just genuine. This dude was, like, literally trying to approach a way to make people's lives better.
Yeah, he thought love was the key to everything.
Oh, my God.
And it is fucking heartbreaking to hear him talk. Like, knowing that he's gone and knowing what his internal mission was and knowing that through children you know
who else was like that?
Who?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Highway to Heaven, or what the fuck? Michael
Landon? No.
Was he bad?
He was.
Was he really?
He beat the shit out of his wife and shit like that. Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I thought he... no.
Drunk. Abusive.
No.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, man.
Dude, you're hurting me here.
Yeah.
I thought he was like a genuine dude.
No, dude. He was a bastard.
Get the fuck out of here.
He was not a...
I know Ben Crosby.
I don't know if he had recovery and came into his own.
I know Ben Crosby was a fucking wife beater.
Yeah, well, he beat the shit out of his kids, too.
Did he really?
Allegedly.
Back then, I'm sure it was...
It was like, I'm going to smack the shit out of you.
The wind blows, the motherfucker would fall over. He's not that big a dude.
It's skinny son of a bitch. 21 Bridges. This is...
I know. Aiden wants to go see it tomorrow night.
Well, it's got the Black Panther himself in it, so...
doesn't look good.
Yeah, it looks like they're really pushing for, like, his next project. You're like, you blew up, as a star.
And I think it's a misplay on his part to do this movie. I saw the trailer, and I was just like, man, I could be wrong. I'm not always 100%. I just feel like it's not something he should have took on.
Yeah, it just seems very, very generic.
Yes.
And
I felt like the way he portrayed Black Panther, I felt like he has more depth than that.
Yeah, like he should have shifted and went to like some type of hardcore drama.
That's what I felt. I felt that's where his
talking,
niche
of
should
course,
be.
about Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in this, cop drama. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Cop dramas just fucking kill me anymore, dude. I'm so over that shit.
Yeah.
That's like 1980s. I'm done, man.
Formulaic stuff.
It's so formulaic, man. You're exactly right by that comment. Yeah. It's just, I want more depth in what I'm watching and what I'm seeing. I hate that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I was just watching, I won't say, well, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday on our way back to the Eagles game. We went and saw the Eagles game.
Oh, we did not. We did not. I tell you, that piece of shit.
We froze to watch the Eagles shit the bed. But we were talking about how there are roles that you see these people and again, there's generic, and then there's roles where you're like, oh, this person just busted out of their comfort zone. They slotted themselves into something that surprised you and went deep, because let's be honest, Marvel's not, Harriet Tubman. Marvel's not Schindler's List.
And I felt like he had that in him.
Yeah, like he could have turned a corner and been like, shit, this guy's going for an Academy.
Well, it's kind of like, Breaking Bad with Jesse Pinkman. Bryan Cranston did the right moves. I mean, he made all the right moves after that.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. But, what's his face? I don't know the guy's name that played Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, it's slipping my mind right now.
But he went into that role too. He left, and he's a good actor. He's a really good actor, but he got led down a path. That's
Aaron Paul.
He got led down a path of bad choices, man.
Yeah.
He went for action gigs. Dude, you were not... I know in Breaking Bad there's a lot of action. There's a couple action sequences. But that's not what you were good at, man. You were good at the facial cues where you're like... Your eyes all...
He's twisted
confused.
up.
Yeah. You're more dramatic.
Yeah.
Not... And that's where he, did anybody even see that racing movie that he put out? No, man, it was shit.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like this is what this is.
Yeah, it's a little bit, and, it could be something more than it is, but from the trailers and the marketing, it just didn't seem something that really grabbed my attention. It seemed very by the numbers.
And it's not going to do well.
Matter of fact, it hasn't done really well because 21 Bridges did $9 million its first week out of the box. It doesn't talk about... I'm on Box Office Mojo, so I'm not sure what the actual spend was, but they didn't cheap out on this movie. So fifth in the box office, and we touched on this a little bit last week, which was Midway. We're really lackluster, unenthusiastic.
Let's move on.
Yep.
I don't mean to be like a dick.
No, not at all. But the one reason that I am bringing it up is because I mentioned I was on the Midway when I was in San Diego because they got this Midway Museum tour. And you're absolutely right, Nicholas. We did it. We had to do a fact check on this. It was after the fact. It was, the Battle of Midway happened in June of 1942. The Midway got commissioned in August of 1942.
Come on. You're not going to fact check me on this shit.
I'm not. You weren't wrong. I was wrong.
I wasn't wrong. I was right.
I said you weren't wrong.
I know I wasn't wrong. Come on now.
I'm fact checking myself, brother.
It's history and it's a movie. Yeah, Come on, it's a win-win for me.
I'm educating our audience. But yeah, it was soon after, and of course, it was named after the battle.
Yeah,
but it was the largest aircraft carrier in the fleet.
Oh, really? At the time?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is pretty awesome, dude. If you stand on top of that thing.
And that's a World War II aircraft carrier. That's not one of the
it's not nuclear. It's a diesel. It's you start to
Nimitz-size aircraft carrier. They even got, there's a new one that just came out. I forget. I forget what kind of model that just came out. It's like a $5 billion aircraft carrier. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, they're floating cities now.
I'm waiting for them to fucking hover, man.
Oh, yeah, helicarrier, man. That would be amazing.
Anyway.
So, shifting gears, in the news, not a whole lot in the news.
I thought we were going to do the new format, or you want to do it next week?
I got very, very lightweight news this time. So, we'll just do a quick...
the Thundercats thing is news.
Thundercats.
Fuckers.
Yes. Please tell. Thundercats.
Oh, you want me to? Thundercats is good. They're supposedly in pre-production for a Thundercats movie, which I'm all hyped up about, but then you hear who's directing. Almost as bad as Rian Johnson. Almost. Close. Michael Bay.
Yes.
Although Ryan Reynolds is rumored to be a part of the project, which I would like. I mean, I think he would be pretty decent. I don't know how well he'd be a Lino, though.
I don't want it to be funny.
I mean, I don't mind him being in the movie, but not being Lino, because Lino wasn't funny.
Yeah, he's a serious teenager.
You can make fun of Lino.
Yes.
He
could be Snarf.
I like it.
Right?
I forgot about Snarf. Who would you put as Mumra?
Ooh, Mumra would have to be a powerful voice.
Oh yeah,
that's a.
But if it has to be live action though, and Mumra actually was pretty jacked when he became Mumra, not the
Mummy. You could do
Mummy.
Jeremy Irons as Mumra,
but he's older though. I would like it though if he was like 10 years younger.
But they would have to CG him up when he's all.
I guess I could. I guess you could do Jeremy Irons.
And it's that cynical.
I guess you could do Jeremy Irons. I love Jeremy Irons, man.
He's doing a hell of a job as Adrian Veidt on.
I know. I'm only 3 episodes in, so don't say anything. I know there's 5 episodes.
We could talk about that later. But
I do want to talk about the other show you got me into.
You want to talk about that now?
His Dark Materials.
Yes.
Fucking A, I do.
Go for it, man.
First, the only thing I got to ask is why do they put his in front of it?
That has to do with the book. I don't know. I'm assuming that's part of James McAvoy's character.
It doesn't ring well. His Dark Materials.
It's an awkward title.
Yeah, I don't mind Dark Materials, but his.
I know why they went with the Golden Compass.
I get that because the compass and that was.
But that's a nice title.
Yeah.
His Dark Materials sounds like he's leaving shitty drawers around. Whatever it just
sounds like a fucking porno, man.
Yeah.
Like Ron Jeremy's going to come out and be like, hey, whatever.
Leaving his Dark Materials all over the place.
Let's get to the show.
Yeah.
The show, I mean, it's one of those shows where I highly recommend. I mean, I'm only 3 episodes in. The 4th episode is tonight. But it's very intriguing. I mean, even yesterday we had a conversation about certain things, and you agree with me, but then I get caught up, and I'm like, fucking, he already knew that shit because he watched the episode before or after me.
I'm not as smart as you think.
Yeah, no, you are, but very smart. But it's just I like shows that are like have little nuggets, and they're just like. I don't need the answer right now. You might just have to wait.
The episodes are satisfying.
They are. It's just not like, one episode is like a total be continued. Yes, it is, but they still haven't. I feel like there's a rhythm to it.
Yes,
and,
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and it's very appealing. I love the James McAvoy character. Yeah, and I love the girl they got playing. Supposedly, I guess she's like the chosen one or something.
Yeah, there's something special about her.
And then they have like a little bit of spoilers. It still amazes me because I did talk about the different worlds to you, but then I've actually watched the next episode and the guy's jumping between our world and their world.
Yes.
And you're wondering what the fuck is going on here. You know what I mean?
And what's the tie with the dust? And
what is with the dust? And kids don't have dust.
Yeah.
So that's why they're collecting the kids to find out what's the deal with that. And the dust is like central to the movie, central to the show.
And the villain's a straight up villain, man. She's the
Is she the villain though?
No, but she's nasty.
That's her mother.
Is it really?
Oh fuck! You're not caught on with me. Shit. Yes, I'm sorry.
No worries, man. I had a feeling it was going that way.
Yeah, it's her mother.
And James McAvoy's her father, right?
Yeah, they let that known in the next episode.
Yeah, that's fine. The
oh fuck! I ruined it for you, man.
No, I'm sure there's a lot more to it.
But that's what's intriguing to me. It's just, and you wonder why James McAvoy, being her father, treated her the way he did. And knowing that James McAvoy is her father, why would the headmaster try to kill him?
Yeah, that's a mystery too, man, because and I'm trying to still get a bead on the magic part.
The magisterium?
Yeah, meaning like it's like a parallel universe, right? There's a lot
to a degree.
There's still
demons or daemons or whatever they call those things they talk to. But if you hurt them, if you kill a demon, you kill the person, or vice versa.
Do they die?
Yes.
Okay.
It shows it in the next episode.
Okay.
Somebody dies.
That's fine.
And I'm like ruining the shit out.
No. We're doing it for the show. It's my bad. I'm not caught up. But I didn't know it went the other way. I knew that if the person died, the familiar died. I didn't.
Yeah,
know
there's
it went
a part
the other way.
where the black guy, who's a part of the magisterium or whatever.
Yeah, one of the professors. He's got the killer hair.
He pretty much corners this one reporter girl, and her thing is a butterfly or whatever. And he has her in a car, and he goes, and she's all shaking in her boots, and then the butterfly lands on his hand, and he just goes like this.
Oh,
and she dies. You know what I mean? So it's pretty weird, the connection. But I will say this: there is a connection. There is a reason. You find out in the next episode a little bit more about why she's special.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to tell you too much on it, but it does involve the compass.
I'm going to ask for something.
You get a little more info on the compass.
So you just finished 3, right?
Yeah, I'm one ahead of you. But there's a lot that happens in 3, surprisingly.
Armored Bear.
No.
Fuck.
They didn't get north yet.
Dude, that's what's pissing me off. Like, Armored Bear is what everybody's got a boner for. And the same thing with Watchmen. Everybody's got a boner for Dr. Manhattan.
Not sure.
And they're purposely
just hanging that out there.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
But I will say this, though. They do explain in the next episode about the changing of her animal.
Oh, because we did touch on that on the ride home from the camp.
Yeah, do you want me to spoil it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently, once a person hits not puberty, adulthood.
Yeah.
Their animal selects a thing, I guess, an animal that it stays with, and that's it.
Oh, and then it permanently is that
permanent
animal.
That. So I'm thinking her animal will select a bear.
You had to choose. What would you be your animal?
My animal?
Yeah, you had to choose.
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, right?
Totally, man.
I don't know.
Dude, what's his name? McAvoy's animal is badass. It's a snow leopard.
Oh, I love it.
Right?
Fucking right, dude.
It's baller.
But that's what, back to my original point about him is you wonder why he treats her the way he does, knowing that it's his daughter.
Yeah, there's some mystery there.
I think
he's got to be tough on her, I'm assuming.
Well, he's lied to her whole life.
But like, I'm preparing you for something bigger. I can't be the father figure because that would lend to making you weaker than you need to be.
Apparently, the black guy hinted towards the fact, and I think it was in the episode you saw when he gave her up to his mother.
Yep.
That she has to find out all this on her own. That he already knows the destiny of her. Kind of hinted towards it, right?
Yeah, you're talking about like the headmaster.
Headmaster is like hinted towards the fact that the little girl has to find out on her own. We can't tell her. If we tell her, then it won't work.
Yes.
I don't see I like the fact that they say that because it confuses the fuck out of me. And I told you before, I think I told you, I like things because I'm one of those people that have to think through things.
Intrigue.
I'm very intrigued by that comment that he made.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Why did he have to go try to kill her dad?
Yeah. And I think it might have been because he held the institution as something above all, right?
And then you find out more about that head.
What do you mean?
The head that he brought back.
Oh, yeah, the one that had the big hole in it.
Yeah, you find out a lot more about that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
they
it's
preserved
crazy.
the skull.
Yeah, and I also wondered how the other Magisterium guy, the black guy, travels between worlds. Is he the only one that does that, or they all can do that, or what?
Yeah.
It's odd.
But it's still, like, again, it's still, yes, I do want to see the armored bear, because I think the visuals on that are just friggin' awesome. But I do think there's a difference between these are two HBO shows, right? You have The Watchmen, you have His Dark Materials. The Watchmen is still leaving me in a place where
slow
I'm like,
going.
What the fuck is going on?
I think Dark Materials, this third episode, opens it up.
Good.
But not completely. It's not like mind blowing. We're like, oh my god! But it won't when they reveal the parents.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ruined that for you. By the way,
no worries.
And they hint towards a little more information on the compass.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. So it's heading in the right direction. I would probably go a little ahead, more towards His Dark Materials than The Watchmen, just because it's starting to speed up. Now, I don't need it to go full blown light speed, but I need something to grab me. You know what I mean? I need something to keep me going. And definitely in the right direction. And James McAvoy, dude, the guy's a fucking phenomenal actor.
Yeah,
and he's not even in it all that much because the dad character probably doesn't take too much headway until later on when she runs into him the second time.
He's a hero type.
Oh yeah, but
sure.
He's odd.
Yeah, he's flawed.
Yeah.
Which just always makes it.
But you also wonder why he's doing what he's doing. He seems like he's trying to protect her, like you said.
Well, and it also seems like he's trying to break down some hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Like there's a hypocrisy with the magisterium, regarding dust and heresy and all that stuff, which I'm sure there's some type of metaphor.
I really want to hear what you have to say after you see the third episode of and them traveling between worlds to one guy. And,
okay.
And the compass, and because I'm like, my mind is everywhere right now, and I love that.
Well,
you know what I mean? Yeah. It's good writing, it's good acting. I love how they interact with their animal creatures.
Yeah.
Demons, is that what it is?
Daemons, familiars, daemons, yeah, something like that.
I like how the interaction is between them, and like it's just it's really cool. I think it's really well done.
All right, so what's your familiar?
Fuck, man, you put me on the spot.
Now think about it. It's got to be more. It's got to be something that's not just aspirational, but something you think that is aligned with your personality.
I can't be a lion or something.
If you think you're
no. I got to be open and honest. I don't think I would go be a lion. I think I'd be more like. I don't know. What do you think?
Truffle pig?
Yeah, maybe. You could be right, dude. Could be right.
No, if I was to Danya, I would be like.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, I'm going to give you yours.
No, give me mine.
I'm going to say like a Siberian husky, because I think you're very I think that you have strong characteristics. I think you have a sense of loyalty. I think that along those things that are very dog-like, I think that you're also
loyal,
absolutely loyal, but also
I was thinking more like a poodle, but
I think a little bit more high on the food chain as far as like.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate the compliment there, brother.
A little bit higher on the food chain. I don't think you're a ball licking, ass sniffing mongrel. You know what I mean? So
like a
definitely.
mutt? We can just say a mutt, dude.
I think we're all mutts. We're all in the U.S.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm definitely some type of fucking bird.
Nah, man, you're definitely have a. You could be a bird. Maybe no,
like a pigeon.
No, I was thinking like an intellectual bird. I was thinking an owl at first, but they're like scavengers and evil. But
They eat some rats, man.
yeah, they do, and you're not that. You're very intellectual. Intellectual. But I don't know what I would say for you.
Think about it.
Yeah, give me time, man. I'm
So
not quick on my feet, fucker. Dude.
I put you on the spot. So again, in the news, real quick, Picard. This was from @Sir Pat Stew, which is Patrick Stewart's official Instagram handle. The untitled Star Trek Jean-Luc Picard series will stream exclusively on Amazon Prime Video in more than 200 countries.
But not the U.S.
Outside the U.S. and Canada.
Go fuck yourself.
Right? Come on, man.
CBS All Access can go suck a dick. I still ain't going to pay for that fucking shit, dude. Fuck them, dude. And I love Picard, but let's flat out.
Come on, man. Just put it on Amazon. Be done with it.
I ain't paying for it, dude.
Right?
I am not paying for that shit.
Just do it. Just sell it to Amazon. Bezos has got all the money. Just give it to him.
I'm not paying for it.
Cash out.
I fucking fuck them.
One last thing.
Now I'm just like pissed off.
I thought I'd send a charge up your ass. Mandalorian is outpacing demand over Stranger Things.
Totally, man.
Like,
I just had this argument.
Not even close.
Dude, I just talked to a buddy of mine that refuses to buy any new subscriptions, and I'm like, he's like, why would I want it? I said, dude, the Mandalorian, and he's a Star Wars fan. I said, Mandalorian is fucking legit, dude.
Yeah.
This is where I hope they would have went to a degree, visual-wise and theme-wise, with the new shows, the new movies. It's just really
Dude, I've
done.
watched every episode twice.
I haven't watched them twice, but I'm just thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Everyone. It blows my mind. The last episode, I mean, I know we talked about it last time, but Aiden was watching it the other day, and I was like, the scene where all the Mandalorians come out, it was just fucking awesome, man. All the jetpacks, and they're all shooting everybody up, and it's just, and Jon Favreau's voice was the big guy.
Was
the
he
big
really?
guy? Yeah. I did a little tidbit there.
Yeah, I love that.
Dude, it's outpacing. Stranger Things was the highest downloaded one.
Yeah, it's smoking it.
Oh, I knew it, dude.
Right?
It's so good.
So good.
So good. If Disney keeps going at this pace, man, I can only wonder what the next couple of...
What I really hope... No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking of what Obi-Wan or what Obi-Wan will be like.
Yeah. What I hope, of course, I hope they double down on the Obi-Wan.
They're going to, man, especially with this hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what Star Wars needed, this jolt. But again, we go back to good writing, good directing, solid storyline. I mean, this is what you need. And this guy is paying ultimate homage to what us as fans. He's not throwing it up in our faces, but it's like the little tidbits, like, the creature that came out, when the Mandalorian showed up at the eyepiece.
Jabba's Palace. The security droid.
Dude, that is brilliant, man. I mean, just that little piece alone, I fucking got a chubby on.
Well, dude, you know what I thought? I thought that was somebody on the inside just doing like a password thing, like when like an intercom. That's what I thought, but it turns out that's an actual droid.
Yeah, it's a droid.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah,
until I was reading up on it. I read an article or something like that recapped the episode, and and they said, oh yeah, when he destroyed the security droid.
And what about them frying up that one creature that was from Jabba's Palace, dude? It's like little tidbits like that.
So good.
They throw in there cleverly.
Yes.
If I said that right, cleverly.
Yeah.
And, it's just there's little nuances that just make it worth it. And then the storyline's good. The acting's solid. They all question about why he's not taking off his mask. I think it's perfect why he's not taking off his mask. They gave a reason for that. Yeah. Mandalorians don't do that. And then you feel his like not allegiance change, because his allegiance is still to the Mandalorians, but the dude has a soul. He's not like Boba Fett, where Boba Fett didn't have a soul. You feel like he went back. He's leaning whether it's the Force or whatever drove him back there.
He's leaning towards Mandalorian, not towards bounty hunter.
Right.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't it be a clever storyline? This is just me after we were talking last week. Like, say, these Yoda characters, the species comes once around in a blue moon because of how strong they are with the Force, and Yoda was there for 1,000 years. Wouldn't it be awesome, like, after the Skywalker thing done, they'll take a break for a couple of years, and then they'll release another one, like to say in the timelines, like 100 years later. Yeah. And then this little Yoda character becomes the next big Yoda.
Yeah. Oh my
Dude,
God.
how clever would that be to tie in later? If they're actually thinking that far ahead, that would blow my fucking mind. Dude. That's what we want. We don't need him to be a direct impact now, but this show would have a direct impact to a movie 7 years from now.
Yes.
How fucking awesome would that be?
Amazing.
Exactly.
And if
it's Endgame type.
Exactly right. Dude, you beat me to that punch, which is, apparently, and I'm not saying Feige didn't shift and didn't change strategy and didn't put things in and was very, agile. That's work speak, but very could pivot. Along the way, but have a sense of what his long-term vision is over 10 years, right? So say he's like, this is the first 10 years of my career. By the way, this is the second 10 years of my career. I'm going to do a lot of what I did before because I crushed it, and I'm going to do it in fucking Star Wars. How about that? And then by saying he's going to do it in Star Wars, these seeds that are being planted by shows like The Mandalorian come to fruition exactly how you said they would.
Okay.
That's just
little seeds. I don't need a huge link. Yeah. Just something that shows me you have a grand plan.
Totally.
Not that's just not trying to be put together by movie by movie by movie. It's like it was bullshit.
Yeah. No, I agree. So we are way, way, way in. Real quick, movie trailers. Star Wars, of course, had another teaser trailer. You saw more of the battle that was happening on this desert planet.
Yeah, you saw some red stormtroopers.
But then you saw some stormtroopers that were on those. They look like the Bat Pod, the motorcycle out of... Yeah, they jump in the air, dude. That was pretty cool with the jetpack. And they're like, now they can have jetpacks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
I can't say
Boba Fett-y, but good.
It's good. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool. There's motorcycles they were driving kind of look like the ones from, Batman.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Bat Pod.
The Bat Pod. I didn't get that reference. Sorry.
And then, of course, everybody's saying, C-3PO is like, they fly now? Yeah. And then Rey's like, they fly now. And
so why doesn't Rey just use the Force and knock him out of the air? Yeah. I don't get that. It's like, all right, Rey, you're already a Jedi Master. It's the third movie. You should become a Jedi Master now, right? It's been 4 days, right?
Of course. You take an online class, how to be a Jedi, a couple YouTube videos, and bam, there you go.
You're more powerful than Luke. You're fine.
So that was for trailers. Harrison Ford hasn't been in a movie in a.
They're talking about him being in a show.
What show?
I don't know. I didn't catch it. I was on.
Well, I just saw a trailer for a movie that he's in called Call of the Wild. Right? It's a famous book, but they got a CG dog. And it doesn't look good.
Money grab for Harrison Ford.
I think he grabbed up all the money in Star Wars and Blade Runner, and I think he's maybe got one more Indiana Jones out of him. And then
I heard they're making another one. I don't know. He's going to be 90 fucking years old.
Yeah, I know.
And I love Harrison Ford. He's one of my all-time favorite actors, I guess.
But I don't think he's being too choosy anymore.
No, I don't think he cares.
No, I think he's looking to just continue to pay for flight time. And
I don't even know what he's doing because he doesn't need the fucking money.
No, obviously not. Well, who knows what his lifestyle looks like?
Right,
Taxes are a bitch.
But no, he lives in Missouri or some shit.
Yeah, like Missouri or Wyoming.
He doesn't even live in Hollywood. No.
So there were 2 trailers for that, or a trailer for that, and of course the trailer for Star Wars. The other trailer that I wanted to bring up was, and you turned me on to this, which looks interesting. Avenue 5, about the space cruise.
Huh?
Did we mention this last week?
Did I turn you on to this?
You sent me a clip. It was Hugh Laurie. Was it Hugh Laurie?
When did I send you?
It was outer space. There's a space cruise liner.
Yeah. That does look funny.
It looks
the
good.
House, right? That's
Yeah,
good.
the guy from House.
I think it's going to be a show, or is it a movie? Was it a movie or a show?
You know what? That's a good point. I'm not sure if it's a show or a movie.
That's why I think I got confused. Yeah, but it does look funny, though, doesn't it?
It looks good.
It's like they're going down, and it's like, where's the crew? You're the crew, or something like that.
Yeah, a woman's like, oh, I thought you were going to get into a escape pod and leave us behind. He's like, madam, I would gladly put you in a space pod. And he's like, or escape pod. And he's like, then I'd burn the fucking thing to the ground, or whatever he said. But essentially, very tongue in cheek. When's
the schedule to come out? I didn't catch that.
I know what I want to say that's coming out in December, but I could be wrong on that. And then, of course, I finally caught up on the latest trailer for The Expanse.
I didn't see the latest.
Shit.
Does it look good?
Looks good.
Dude, Jeff Bezos' favorite show. He's putting money into it.
Yeah.
And they're cursing now.
Yeah. But, it talks about, obviously, it's on Amazon. It's got this planet on the other side of the ring. It's supposed to be a bunch of Belter refugees.
Well, did you get caught up on The Expanse?
I didn't finish last season.
So it's just not one planet on the other side of the ring.
There's multiple.
What happens is they go through the ring, right? And there's this, it seems like kind of like a different, it's like a different dimension or a different, it's like in between space kind of, but there's like a planet like in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And this planet supposedly opens up once they figure out what was going on. They fix the planet to a degree, fix what the planet wants it to do, and it opens up all these thousands of other portals.
Oh, you know what? I did catch up.
Yes. And so, but apparently that's what the thing.
That was the last episode of last season.
Yeah. That's what the that's what the thing's supposed to create. What do they call that? Protomatter or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, the proto-molecule.
Proto-molecule is supposed to create that, so it'll create, it gets shot off to all these, solar systems, anything that has clear evidence of a livable planet, they create.
Well, dude, from what I saw on this, the proto-molecule is an MFer, man. That the way that it's taken root in this Belter homeworld, I'll say this refugee.
This new shot is more about the proto-molecule?
Yeah, to where like there's the scene that I saw is a bunch of the refugees and they're sitting on the planet, and then there's a swarm. And the swarm is, I believe it's proto-molecule, like it's almost like a swarm of bugs or a swarm.
It's on a different planet. So is it proto-molecule or is it a different?
I believe it's a derivative of the proto-molecule, and it fucks some shit up. Sure.
Well, and then
the money's spent.
Yeah, but you also got to think about what creature destroyed the creatures that created the portals.
Yeah. It looks good.
It looks,
Thomas Jane is actually directing, I think, episode 3 of it.
Is he really? So. I'm excited. I'm excited. I thoroughly enjoyed the first 3 seasons. I think they could have done a little better job if they had more money. But I thought it was really good. And now it's condensed so they can add more money per episode, which I think probably would have been better suited for the show to begin with.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think
so many filler. I'm sorry, they had so many filler episodes. It was kind of bullshit.
They had filler episodes, and you gotta, with a little bit more money, they can probably be a little bit more
creative.
Exactly. So as far as trailers, that's really what's kind of got me stoked. Opening this weekend, Knives Out. Getting good reviews.
I don't give a fuck about reviews. I'm never watching another movie that guy puts together. Yeah, it better get good reviews. It's a good book, and you have all-star cast.
Yeah.
You just have to let them do their fucking thing.
Yeah, and that's really what happens. Like, apparently, the cast just kills it.
Yeah.
You know, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, you got, Captain America himself, Chris Evans.
Yeah,
you got
James Bond.
You know, it's a
You have a lot of other guys, too, that are really good.
Yeah.
They've always been great actors who never got the recognition, and it's just...
But fool me once, Rian Johnson.
They never fool me again, dude. Not that fucker. He ruined something
and you're
I love.
to continue to pay for your transgressions.
Oh, he will. You know, I'm telling you right now, I can't imagine this movie doing anything. Frozen will top the box office. Again, I'll knock that out of the park right there.
No doubt.
And then, you know, Knives Out might get number 2 at like a $21 million deal.
Yeah,
that's
Frozen's going to continue to dominate. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I'm looking forward to as far as opening this weekend, and really let's just call it the Thanksgiving weekend, starting on the 27th, is The Irishman.
Yeah, but that's out on Netflix, right?
It's not out yet.
But it will be on the 27th.
It'll be out on the 27th.
I heard it's good.
I heard it's good too. So that's really what I'm looking forward to as far as my next watch. Mm-hmm. And then what we're watching, it's the same stuff. It's Walking Dead, it's Watchmen, it's Dark Materials. We touched on that. Mandalorian, Silicon Valley, Rick and Morty, that type of thing. Nothing. I got to catch up on The Walking Dead, but
they do. I got to watch last night's. It's okay.
I'm limping along.
But I told you they have an ending now.
They do have an ending. They're talking about a lot of articles are talking about how characters are exiting here and here. Emma Schoen's already got her exit plans situated. I'm not caught up.
I think she left last night.
Did she?
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure. But what does that mean for the whole? We talked about this for a minute. After the end, they're probably going to try and squeeze out that. All right, here comes Rick, and potentially that'll springboard into a Walking Dead movie. No,
he already has the movie coming.
Is that locked down for sure?
No, they said a preview. They had like this weird preview at Comic-Con this year where it was just like a helicopter flying over something.
That's right. You did mention
that. And that was Rick. But what I was saying was because there's such a time jump in this season from the last time we've seen Rick, that you can have a Walking Dead movie, right? Say hypothetically at the end of the season, Rick shows up, right? Out of nowhere. And that's like a to be continued thing to get everybody fucking hyped up. But then you have release a Walking Dead movie for Netflix or whatever over the summer.
I didn't even think about for Netflix.
Netflix that makes everything explainable about what happened to Rick over the last 6-7 years or 12 years or whatever the fuck the time jump was. And then he shows up next season. So you get a win-win. You get a movie in the middle that will pique people's interest.
Put a cherry on top.
I mean, you would think if they were marketing it right, that's how I'd market it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you get hyped up for the end of the season because fucking Rick showed up, but he only shows up right at the end. He doesn't really do much.
Yeah, or it's the new Coke,
or hints to Rick, and then you have the movie that explains what happened to him afterwards, and then you have him. I'll say hints to Rick at the end of the season. You have the movie, then everybody thinks Rick's going to show up at the first episode. You don't. You wait a couple episodes, maybe till midway through the season.
Me angry.
But I mean, it's marketing, right? It's all how, and then Rick shows up because you know one thing.
But
one thing. If there's only 2 more seasons, he's going to be in that last season.
Then they'd have to bring back Michonne too.
No, they don't.
Come on, that's his girl.
What? Who gives a fuck? Rick's going to die at the end of the whole fucking thing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He died in the comic book.
That's true. Yeah. If you were living on a rock, then...
All right, let's get to your premise of your thing. I liked it. We'll do it quick. We'll do one each.
We'll do one each. We're an hour in. let's put it to the test.
I got mine.
You got it?
I do. I was going to say, Thundercats.
So let me just set it up real quick. So the topic, and I know we're a little long on the tooth tonight, but the topic.
If you get to the end of the show,
yeah. If you manage to get to this part,
powered through,
we're going to spike the topic, which is if you, meaning you or I, ruled Hollywood. We had all the money in the world. We were the biggest, producers on the planet, and we just had Hollywood by the balls. What would be the one movie?
Or could I do a redo show? Because the shows are so big right now.
A redo of a show? Yeah. What the hell? This is our show. We can make up the rules as we go along.
Fucking right, we can.
What would be the thing that you bring to fruition?
Me?
Go for it.
Well, I would have done Thundercats, fuckers.
Yeah.
But somebody's already taken my shit, and he sucks. So I gave this a little bit of thought. I really didn't have much time to crunch the numbers, but I've always liked there would have been 2 shows growing up that I truly liked. And Battlestar Galactica, which I already did.
Oh, shit.
So, it's already passed.
Yep.
And another one from that time period that I kind of loved was Buck Rogers, man.
Oh, shit, man.
Beep, 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 beep. Fucking A, man. Yeah, I'll take another one.
Yeah, dude. I was thinking about that. That would be tight.
And that's why I said show, because I don't think you could do a Buck Rogers movie and pull it off correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, because it's I
remember that show vividly when I was a kid.
I just feel like you could pull it off. I'm surprised they haven't really tried to do that.
It's probably tied up in licensing somewhere.
But it's just an astronaut that goes into space that gets stuck in some kind of gravity well or whatever. It makes sense. You know what I mean? It's believable.
Yeah.
Right.
He's frozen in Earth's orbit and he comes back down.
Or frozen in some kind of time well around Earth or whatever. Who knows? And he comes back down. Earth is totally changed. And you could do on Netflix or something where they curse because, on the TV network back then they didn't. And it could be real hardcore Buck Rogers, not lighthearted Buck Rogers.
That was Buck Rogers. I'm looking it up now. That's Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Yes,
dude. I'm looking up pictures and everything like that, and that shit was. I remember that show just captured my imagination. That's what I'm thinking, man. Gil Gerard, Aaron Gray. Yeah, who were you? Were you the Aaron Gray, or were you the princess? As far as
I don't know what you mean.
So there was 2 female characters that were really prominent.
Right?
There was the princess who was part of the evil regime, and then there was Aaron Gray who was part of the Federation that you were. That as Buck Rogers, you were part of.
A bad girl. Are you talking about a long-term relationship or one-night stand?
No, just hotness.
Oh, the princess.
Yeah, you gotta go with the princess, right? She's a little naughty.
Yeah, I like that. It just strikes me as a show that is crying to be remade.
Yeah, they're all in a right way. Are there, man?
In a right way. I don't want it to be PG. This got to be, totally on the level. Good writing.
If you think about it, Lost in Space, right? They did the one Matt LeBlanc one with what's his name?
But I just think you could have so many tie-ins. It would be so easy to make intertwined things. Don't go by the original. You know what I mean? Do the premise, but don't go by the original. He gets stuck in a time loop, and then you could have tie-ins to things that from his past. That I don't know. I just think it would be worthwhile.
Well, it's funny you said that, man, because
if I was Jeff Bezos, I'd do it.
Yeah, dude, if you had $1 trillion. Because I went to a similar route, which is when I was a kid, Saturday morning cartoons, there was a cartoon called Thundar the Barbarian. And, dude.
What?
It was 1980.
Thundar the Barbarian?
Thundar the Barbarian.
It's like Conan the Barbarian?
Well, it was So the premise was
it stick figures or something?
No, dude, it was Hanna-Barbera like animation, but it wasn't like Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Finn and all that stuff. It was. It seemed like
John. This doesn't count if you make it up.
All right. So there's this character called Thundar. And so it was obviously a play on the popularity of Star Wars and Conan the Barbarian and the Frank Frazetta and his whole run on. He was a famous artist back then.
So this is your choice.
This is my choice, dude. I'm gonna show you the some video.
My
clips
Saturday
on
morning
YouTube.
cartoons were G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
We're like 10 years apart from one another, or 8 years apart from one another.
It could be longer.
It was it was a show that captured my imagination, man. It was post-apocalyptic. It was done in I think the year was 3599.
Well, I always like post-apocalyptic. It grabbed me.
It was Conan the Barbarian meets Star Wars meets Blade Runner, not even Blade Runner, like
this is a cartoon?
Yeah. And it was a Saturday morning kids cartoon. And the only reason it got taken off the air was because it was probably a little bit more too adult. And I think it is so ripe for a movie. But who knows? I think it's lost in like rights vortex. Like nobody really owns it.
It's lost in the fact that nobody fucking knows what you're talking about, dude.
I looked it up, man. There's a ton of people that are like, when's this movie coming out? Who owns the rights to this movie? Why can't we have a Thundar movie? I'm telling you, there's definitely a fucking desire for sure.
Nobody can actually see my face. It's
like
it's quite perplexed.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't think any of our listeners do either.
So listen to this. So I actually grabbed the quote. The way they did the voiceover when the show started out, it said in this very dramatic voice, it was like, the year is 1994. 1994. This is 1980, right? From outer space comes a runaway planet hurtling between Earth and the moon, unleashing cosmic destruction. This was the intro, and this was the intro for me at like 9 years old.
This is when John was playing with his dolls. This isn't a real show, guys. I just want to let you know. He's playing with his toys. He created this in his room.
Dude, they have references to, like Thundar was definitely like the Luke character. They had his big brutish sidekick. His name was, I'm looking at you, you're like, what the fuck is this guy smoking? I
haven't smoked anything yet. I might need to.
No, I think you're looking at me like I've been smoking shit.
This is true.
He had this brutish sidekick called Ukla the Mock. And he was like a Chewbacca character. And he could like lift up cars and shit like that. Man, it was the coolest fucking shit, man. It was so...
Now the show will be called The John and Jamie Show because Nick is leaving.
But it was something that totally captured my imagination. I thought...
Now, it does sound... I mean, I've never heard of it, but I'm sure it was good.
I thought for Saturday morning cartoons, and I've mentioned this in previous episodes, the things that really captured my imagination when I was a kid, especially with the X-Men and the X-Men comic books.
Did you ever see the one, not to go down this rabbit hole, but we really should someday about the Saturday morning
cartoons. It was the stuff that was a little, what would be seen as like, oh, it's a little too sophisticated for you because you're 9. It's a little too old for you because you're 9.
I love Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
I got up every Saturday morning. I turned on that fucking TV.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
I watched that shit. There was one where the dude turned into a car or something like that. I forget that one.
And if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah, that shit wasn't coming back on reruns until like 4 years later, motherfucker. You had to wait till the summertime for the rerun, dude.
Summer reruns.
Dude, you had to wait.
Yeah, dude, I mentioned reruns to my kids one time, and they looked at me like, what are you talking about?
You know when I stopped watching Saturday morning cartoons? When they started doing, what the fuck is those people that like live action...
Oh, Thunder! Like I know what you're talking about.
The Red
Ranger Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. I was like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking. This ain't no G.I. Joe, man. Shit.
Yeah. Did you notice that in G.I. Joe nobody ever really died?
No.
There's always parachutes.
See, now that's a movie I would like to actually make.
They did a G.I. Joe movie.
A real movie. They fucked that shit up, dude, man. Good. I get there's supposed to be G.I. Joe versus
was that
Cobra.
The Rock?
The Rock came in the third one, or second one. They tried to fucking save it. And they just didn't write it right, man. It's like they tried to write it too much like the cartoon.
Did you see the G.I. Joe movie cartoon?
They were awesome, man.
Wasn't it cool?
The one with, I saw them all.
Nemesis Enforcer.
Yes. But who was the guy, Cobra Commander? It wasn't Cobra Commander. It was,
there was the guy with the chrome head.
Would it be the snake guy, the snakehead?
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He had almost like literally a cobra.
Yeah. Dude, it was awesome. I watched all that shit. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Shapeshifter dude that had like the camo skin.
Yeah. That's Snake Eyes. Yeah, that's not Snake Eyes, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was.
But it could have been done so much better. They didn't have to go verbatim off the cartoon.
No.
Because they went off verbatim off the cartoon. It wouldn't play well.
Remember they put Sergeant Slaughter.
Now, I hear Transformers would play better going verbatim off the cartoon.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and there's probably, I haven't read up anything going on with that, but...
The best Transformer movie out.
Oh, because they played it right. We don't need to go down this. Michael Bay fucked it all up, but we all know. Fucks up everything.
So, Thundar for me.
Buck Rogers for me.
Buck Rogers for you.
Thundar, it's made up.
Yeah. I'd like to see a Joust movie. Remember the video game Joust?
Again, stop, dude. Just stop it, dude. You're making shit up and I know it.
All right. We are an hour and 16 minutes in. So I'm going to say thank you for joining us for this week's episode of
Happy Thanksgiving, all.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you. And thank you for joining us for this week's, speaking of thanks, thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play. We're also on Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube. And if you're really digging the show, subscribe and leave us a nice, kind, and thoughtful review. You can also follow us on the Twitter. We're on at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or if you're on the old school Facebook, search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show and follow our page. Thanks again, everybody. Have an awesome holiday and enjoy the rest of your week.